And this is Kc9Vkv with just a heads up. The regular Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net will be starting in 30 minutes at 3:30 on this frequency.
How am I sounding over there to you, sir?
Sounded pretty good. Gosh, talk to me for a minute. Let me listen.
All right, I'm going to do something here now. This is with the 30% on the compander, and this 30% on the compander, and this is, wait a minute, this is off at compression, compander, and this at 30% on the compander, over.
Sounds good at 30, Roger.
Okay, that's you. You set it up. Now, for a different thing, I'm going to go to this. Hold on just a second. All right. I'd like to know if this sounds good right here. What do you think, Jim Ferguson?
Well, gosh, were you on compression or what?
No, I'm transmitting a 500-watt carrier.
Oh, Roger. Well, gosh, always the better there. They're quieter overall in the receive channel. The more you got there, Roger.
Roger. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I've got a carrier, and it's modulating 100%. So there you go. I just wanted to make sure when I stop talking that you have a carrier, a signal. That way you don't hear background noise. Over.
Oh, Roger. Well, I don't anyway. Like I explained before, my recovery time on my AGC front end is in slow, so it takes about 5 seconds to regain. So if you just take a 5-second pause, it might just come up. But if you're just talking like normal, it doesn't budge. Roger.
Okay, this is being on lower side of AM, and I'm going to stop speaking and then speak up. Do you hear any white noise in your receiver?
After about 3 seconds, it starts to come up slowly, Roger. But it takes it a full 3 seconds to even start to regain, Roger.
Yeah, that's what I want to get away from. I want on your recording, sir, I want to be full quieting, over.
Yeah, but you seldom take a 3-second break. I've never known you to take a 3-second break in a QSO, man. You'd have to be half dead to do that. Usually it's like a second and a half at most when you're talking, Roger.
All right. Well, I got in here at 3 o'clock and started doing a half-hour net before you got in here. I wanted to make sure the frequency's over. I got a recording running, and I've got a YouTube I'm going to put up. It's called the N9Gto, the date and your call sign, and you'll be able to see mine as well as Jim's. You'll be able to hear totally different sounds, but Jim's got it going on.
Well, we'll just see. I was thinking the other night about having 5 SDR receivers. At some point, I should pick a city that has a few SDRs and just blanket that city with 5 or 6 receive points, just to see what's going on as far as being able to get Class A signals out of certain cities.
Well, if you do that, then you can't turn the knob if you're dedicated to that. Oh, I understand. You've got 5 SDRs. So if you dedicate that desktop or whatever it is, iPad, you dedicate that to a SDR, it's going through another SDR. Now, that could cause real bad latency, over.
Roger. Well, normal latency on an SDR is between 2 and 3 seconds. That's a norm. That's a given. 2 to 3 seconds. So you're what? 500 watts?
500-watt carrier.
All right. Let me go down the road here and see what we got. And see what you sound like down in Georgia.
All right. If you vary your frequency up and down, you're going to hear going to go 0 on this frequency. This is November 9 Golf Tango. And by the way, I do want to make an announcement that we've had another solar flare. Another solar flare for the listeners. Go to Google and type in solar flare M1-3. We had another one. In some minutes you're 60 over, next minute you can't hear them. The other night when we were all on 3816, guys went 20 kcs wide and people were arguing with each other, cussing each other, receiving transmit bandwidth crazy. That was another type of flare. That was the magnitude up as opposed to magnitude down. And the Verizon problem was that with this solar flare, the first one, they get a lot of downlink from satellite. And that satellite had to be switched over to another one because it burnt it up. Back over to you, Jim Ferguson. This is N9Gto, your sidekick.
Roger, Roger. Might be some traffic out there. If there's another station trying to get in, go ahead. This is Kc9Vkv, and we'll be having the Qso-Vlog net coming up shortly on this frequency. Go ahead, station, if there's one out there. Must have been my mistake.
Did you hear that station through my station?
I heard some kind of garbage well below you, but something moving around down there.
Oh, it's going to be below me, that's for sure. So, how is your day today?
Well, all in all, it's probably too early to tell, but all indications are that it's going to be a pretty good day. You know, I got my fingers crossed, and we'll just have to see how it goes. Right now, I'm kind of loading up my SDRs.
Okay. Well, with that said, I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about some stuff. I have got a friend, Mac, GCL, that lives in an assisted living home, and he's got a SB220 running on 110, and he was having RF big time. So I went over, and how I thought this, I have no idea why I thought it, but I took a 10 kVA doorknob, put it on the back of his amplifier, and I ran through the doorway, taped it to the floor, ran the wire to the water pipe, and put a stainless lamp around it. Well, to sum it all up, the RF went away. Not sure why, but the RF went away.
I need an audio check.
So maybe somebody can tell me what the hell's going on.
Roger, Roger, you were cutting in and out there a little bit. I don't know if that was your switch or what, but and I was getting a little white noise. So I would dump the carrier and just do the 500 watts. I think it would be quieter.
All right, let's do this. Let's bring it up even better. Let's do that. Let's go to full legal limit. How are you copying me now?
All right, why don't you tell me about your antenna system there for a couple of seconds, and let me get a level.
Okay. This button goose up. I am transmitting on a 7760 ICOM and 200 watt output. I'm running it through an Mtron 2000. It's got steel tubes in it, and the antenna is a full wave loop tied on the side of the woods where the grass is. And it's up about, I don't know, so many feet up in the air, and it's 30-something feet wide, about 30-something feet down, and 30 feet in the middle. There is a homemade 2-to-1 balun, custom made by Mike. I went over to Mike's radio room and got the cores out of something that he had from the 60s. built that, and on an AM, I don't have any heating anymore. So I don't like those kinds of balance. I like the real deal Holyfield. I prefer an LC network with a roller inductor and vacuum variables. I call a balance.
Roger that. Okay, so I just about got Georgia up here. Yeah, I've got Georgia back up now, and make sure. This thing has been changing frequency for some reason. I'm not real sure why. Let's see. This is a Kc9Vkv with just a heads up. The regular Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net will be starting in 20 minutes at 3:30 on this frequency.
Jim, 2 meters and 440 and recording everybody, and me and you were talking all over the Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. Do you remember that?
No, I'm doing what now? Repeat one more time.
When me and you were on 2 meters and 440, okay? VHF, UHF. You were talking all over 300 to 500, 600 miles when the conditions was available, and I wanted you off there. And you said, wait a minute, I want to get off there. And I said, yes, I want you off there. I want you on HF. And you said, okay. And we loaded your car up with radios and amp and double bazookas and wire to make dipoles out of. I'm just curious. I know you've not been feeling good lately. I'm just curious if you remember, was it the date, like 2010 or 9, that you started recording? Over?
Actually, 2016.
I thought I seen some 2 meter stuff dated back before that. Did I not?
Possibly 14, but mostly it started about 215, 216, right in there.
Okay, so the Qso-Vlog HF is now celebrating its 10-year anniversary.
Oh, that's a Roger in 3700 Qso-Vlog air check recordings. And I would say of the 3700, 3000 are transmitter setups. So in last 10 years, we've done 3,000 transmitter setups.
Okay, I know that you start. This is a Qso. We're in Qso right now. And 9Gto at Kc9Vkv, and it was 310. We missed it by a minute 35 seconds. 311 by 39:40. Just for ID purposes only. Go ahead, Joe.
Roger. Well, I'm starting to bring up my SDRs now because, SDRs have all kinds of limits and this and that and the other thing, and so I can't bring them up early, or it starts on my 1 hour of time. So I'm trying to start them later, so they stay up later before they dismiss themselves because of the time spent. And it's usually an hour. Sometimes it's shorter. It says, in activity, we're going to cut you off after 20 minutes. So anyway, you just got to deal with these guys as best you can, Roger.
Contact.
Yeah, talking about audio, your audio's a little bit muddy. Jim, you're great. No problem hearing you and copying you, but the other gentleman's audio's a little bit muddy and a little bit much on the bass. All right, that's about it. K4OLH down here in Georgia.
K4OLH. Did that make it better there?
Yes, sir, much better.
Okay, there you go. The EQ is flat on this. This is a Sennheiser 441, the same microphone, the kind of mic that Paul Harvey used. And that's what I'm transmitting on now. I'm trying to get away from all that prosthetic audio. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. All right. right. Yeah, Sennheiser's a good mic. I got one over here, too. All righty, I'm going to leave y'all alone, let y'all get back to it. I just thought I'd throw that in there. All right, take care, Jim. Good to hear you. K4, OLH.
Roger, Roger, OLH 73, sir. If you get a chance, join us back in the show, man. We'd love to hear you. Get a good recording of it. I got a little bit now, but I mean, we could advance the cause of audio there later on if you wanted to check in and kibitz a little bit. 73 for now. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net time coming up 15 minutes from now at 3:30 on this frequency.
So, Jim, how is everything doing with you and Teresa and Teresa's family? I hope everything's going good. And I see some changes around there. I know you've got your full-wave loops. No, magnetic loops. I'm sorry, 10-foot magnetic loops that you got the hard line from for me. I believe you're using that hard line. And I've still got a ton more to give away, over.
Oh, Roger, Roger. Yeah, it does really good for 10-foot vertical magnetic loops. It holds its outline by itself. I only have to. Well, I'm supporting it vertically, so I've got to support it at the top of the loop, and then I use a spreader on the halfway point at the horizontal to keep it open. But you know, that stuff is once you get it spread out like that, and the kinks worked out, that holds its circle aspects really well.
Well, good deal. Well, anyway, I was going to tell you. Pete Jenkins, he is with a company that does all of Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Nashville. They do the state police microwave stuff, and they replace the coax and antennas. They're specialists in coax and antennas. And he's given me several spools of, you know, maybe 50 feet, 100 feet, 200 feet, you know, small stuff. He just rolls it up and takes it up, 7/8 inch and a 7/8, whatever it is. It just keeps getting bigger. I mean, you got some 2 and 5/8, but not, you know, I don't have no big, maybe 100 foot spool. But I put the spools in the pole barn, back in the pole barn on the other property. And the old stuff, I just leave it out in the back barn of the 100-year-old barn there on the where the donkey and horse was. I just leave it on a skid in there, and just people want to make loops out of them. They're great for that.
Oh, Roger that. Yeah, that's just it's great stuff for. You know, whatever you want to do. I mean, it's just, you know, just perfect. And you know, I tied the center conductor and the ground together to you know, make it one loopy kind of thing there. And I'm trying to get into PA right now. Let's see what that said. Hang on just a minute here. Okay, so I'm in a I'm standing by to get into PA SDR. So it says.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I don't like Michael's new program. It is totally not likable to me, and I have sent him the new SDRs, the cheaper ones that with that program that he's got, that he was running before. I sent him 3 of the dongles, and I said, Mike, I know Mike and Tanya personally. I've been to Hamfest with them. And I said, Mike, he lives on a 40-acre farm, by the way. He's a big shot with some big company. And, man, does he have got a sound studio, a radio studio, this studio, that studio, a bulldozer, a backhoe, a payloader, a bus, and an antenna system that goes up 120 feet, military. He's got a place. They don't have any kids, but he's got a place going on. But I asked him to put another site up so that dumbass me enjoys it, over.
Roger, Roger. See, he doesn't want to change back to the SDR that he, internet program that he was running.
Well, I've asked Tanya to talk to him and his wife, and to convince him that there is elderly hams that don't want to go through all the. There's just so much. It's not, if you got a big screen computer, and sometimes it don't load up right. You have to fight with that damn thing, and then sometimes you get kicked off. Look at it, and then sometimes it'll wind up on the 11-meter band receiver.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. Well, you just never know, I guess. Let me see. Give me a shout here. I'm going to try to see if Kentucky SDR comes up.
All right. Lights that Verizon had up there in their main feeders, and they had to go to another satellite to get their phone stuff up in the northeast corner running again.
Roger. Okay, I got my Kentucky up. Let's see here. Tell me about what you like best about that radio you're running.
What you like best about that radio you're running? Well, I've got it's got a 10-foot off of it, the face, the huge spurs. It's big. It's a big, nice radio, and I enjoy using this more than I do the Anon 8000 DLE because that's all. My eyes I just get aggravated looking at the screen. But I've had it on many times on other bands where I'll dedicate an 80-meter to it and use it as a receiver while I'm on 40. So, or whatever, 160 and have 80 going and so forth. But my primary AM transmitter is the 4-400s modulating the 4-1000, and it's got a nighttime switch that allows me to run a legal emit 375 to 1500 watt peak, and then it's got it's got a daytime switch for the low stuff, and it's got the nighttime switch, which it'll do 1000 watt carrier and 4000 watt peak, and got the 833s as well as the 4-400 screen modulated, and I still have the two Johnson Viking Valiants, the 1 and the 2. That's been highly modified with the speech amp transformer. We took all the tubes out of it and gutted it, put the speech amp transformer in it, and now we run a rack gear into it. So, but that's what's going on right here. I'm sure you got around all the SDRs. What are we sounding like on the SDRs? Over.
It sounded pretty good. Might come up about maybe 5 or 10% on audio level, Roger.
Okay, I'm doing that now.
All right, so talk to me now.
I had to turn my monitor down, Jim. Had turned the monitor down. I can bring it up more if you would like. Over.
No, I think that's looking pretty good. Maybe just a tad of treble EQ, just a click more of treble EQ.
I'm maxed out.
Okay, pull back off mic about 1 inch further than where you are.
Roger, 1 inch, and now I'm speaking into the side of the Sennheiser, and at 90 degrees. What do you say?
Yeah, I think that does it right there. And I'm still hanging out to get into PA. So, but I got everything else except for, let me see here. I'm gonna worry about that. All right, so things are moving along rather well. Do I sound all right to you?
Yeah, beautiful. You're 100% audio, the EQ, the bandwidth, everything. Your 2.9 band. Hold on. And this thing's not okay. Here we go. I need to stop squeezing this thing so much. Everything's beautiful. What was I going to say? Oh, I have two E-class rigs. I was going to zip them back to KBW, who is the Hammond W1QX, is the founder of the E-class rigs. Each MOSFET is around $228, $229, $2.29 or 40 cents. And with the pulse width modulator, all solid state, and the E-class, it will rock and roll. I've got a 12 fetter and a 24 fetter, and the thing will rock and roll, but it doesn't like SDR. Boy, if you got a weak jumper, anything, you better make sure it's really good and resonant. 50 ohms at 1-to-1. Otherwise, you're liable to pop 4 or 6 MOSFETs in a heartbeat. What say you?
Doesn't sound like a good day to me. This is a Kc9Vkv with just a heads up. The regular afternoon Qso-Vlog net will be starting in 5 minutes at 3:30 on this frequency.
Jim, the bottom line is that I love this stuff. My family and me doing some beta testing. It was a purchase for the 40th anniversary. We've been married 40 years.
Well, a happy 40th there.
And you've been married 43 or 44.
Roger on that.
I believe it's more than that. I think it's way more than that.
Well.
Oh, boy. Well, anyway, man, I've been seeing a ton of posts. You have been posting stuff. Is that normal? You're not doing it since we talked? I'm seeing about 6 or 7, 8 new posts on YouTube.
Yeah, Roger. Well, see, I try to get all that stuff uploaded by Thursday night. And I got waylaid there behind schedule, so I had to kind of double up to clear, by today.
Wow. Okay. Well, it makes sense to me. Like I said, boy, I tell you, I will say one thing about the full wave loop. The noise level right now is nothing.
Yes, sir. And I've been playing around with my number 3 loop. I've got one at 0 degrees. I've got the other at 90 degrees. And this third 10-foot loop I've been experimenting with as far as noise is concerned, not the geographic phasing of it, like you would normally think a scanner. I run those loops as scanners, manual operated scanners, and that number 3, I've been working it just for a noise situation and minimal noise, and it's amazing. I can get almost 18 dB of noise reduction, a cancellation out of that loop. Roger.
Roger. And you're using the homebrew capacitor that you made out of 2 cans from Kroger's. And mine is 10 feet in circumference and 7/8, just like yours. And what is his name? Zulu Mike Charlie. K4 ZMZ Donald Gary. Me and him built that. He's a plumber. And he used to be on 2 meters a lot with us, but we need to pray for him. He's taken ill, and I'm not sure if he's still with us. But he was the one that said, Lou, we need to take the vac. I had a spare chassis of an amp, and he said, take that Jennings vacuum barrel out there, and let's take a drill motor and take it apart, strap it on it, and that way we can change frequencies. Man, I tell you what, that thing will handle 1,500 watt carrier, no problem.
Oh, Roger. Well, I brought down at the end where they come together, they overlap each other about 8 inches to a foot, and they're spaced out from each other a little bit. And I used tie wraps a lot down there to, solidify that those two ends. Roger.
We used PVC. We slid it over it to give it the rigidity. And we took a wire brush from a grinder, cleaned up the black stuff off of it, tied the center and the conductor. Then we flattened it out in a vise, drilled a hole in the middle, and mounted it that way. It's a beautiful build. It's in a nice 8 by 8 inch, 6-inch deep NEMA rated plastic gray box. So it works quite well.
Roger, I can't get my open to open.
Jim, do you want to hear the loop now?
Yay, I got it open. Okay, gotta go.
Let's rock and roll.
And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday Afternoon Qso-Vlog Network.